Welcome, welcome, welcome to another edition of Center Stage. I'm Joli Robinson, she, her, hers pronouns. I'm here as the CEO of Center on Halsted, and I'm looking forward to having an amazing conversation with one of the best volunteers that I've ever met in life, right? All the sauce, all the juice. And so we'll have a quick conversation. Remember, Center Stage is literally taking place in our Hoover-Leppen Theatre. And so it's a wonderful opportunity for us to get to know more people in and of our community that help make everything work well. Are we ready to get started?
We are
Good,
ready.
good, good. Tell the people like who you are, how long you've been volunteering with Sir on Halsted.
Sure. So I'm volunteer Steven Braun. My gender pronouns are he, him. I've been volunteering at the center almost 13 years now, so I'm super excited about that. And what brought me to the center initially was that after a bad breakup with my partner, I was feeling really isolated and lonely. And one of the first things I did after that breakup was come to an orientation at the center. And once I heard about all the programs and services and the good that we do for the community, I knew I had to be a part of it. And what happened was this, and I get a little emotional when I talk about this, but the center gave me a sense of purpose.
Beautiful.
When I so desperately needed one.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, I'm internally grateful. I will continue to volunteer in whatever capacity I can for as long as I can. The center, another thing that happened was this deep development of a connection between myself and the LGBTQ plus community, something that had been missing in my life for so long. And to have that included now in who I am, it just brings me so much queer joy.
Oh, I love it. I love queer joy. Now behind you may be trying to figure out what's this behind us. This is the Pride Arts kind of step and repeat. Pride Arts is the theater company that's here at Center on Halsted. They're housed here. They have several different productions. You should check out their website, see a new production or an upcoming show. So you have talked about like why you started. Thank you for your honesty and like transparency. I really love that. That was really special.
Absolutely.
Are there any stories or interactions from your time as a volunteer that like have really touched you or like you want to highlight or let people know about?
I could write a book, honestly, but I will just talk about two that really stay with me. Um, the first had to do with another friend that I had who volunteered here at the center as well. And he told me a story. He said, you know, just one day I came into the lobby, I sat at one of our communal tables and was working on my laptop, and someone else sat down near me, and we just struck up a conversation. And a year later, they were married right here at the center.
I love that
Can you
story.
imagine? He met
Yeah.
his husband at one of the center's communal tables.
Yeah.
If we didn't have those communal tables,
Mhm.
that would have never happened. So I just think that's an amazing story. And the second is right after I started volunteering, my first year, I volunteered for the Thanksgiving Day meal with our Pride and Aging department. And a gentleman came up to me during the meeting and he said, "Thank you for being here. If I didn't have something to come to today, I would have sat home alone and microwaved something. So thank you for taking away my loneliness and isolation on this holiday." And I thought, you know, community is so important, not just for seniors, but for all members. And everyone should feel a connection to their community. And I think the center does an excellent job of facilitating that.
I mean, this is a walking billboard for all of the tremendous work. Thank you so much. Truly a sense of community. What is being referenced is on Thanksgiving Day and on Christmas Day, there's a community meal that's offered here at Center on Halsted. If you want to volunteer or if you want to come and grab a meal, there's raffle prizes. Like it's a good time. There's entertainment. You can check out that information on our website, centeronhalsted.org, to find out more information. You can also find out information on our website about becoming a volunteer. You run volunteer orientation, you and the volunteer ambassadors and others. So thank you so much. Our final question that we love to ask everyone, what centers you?
Well, what centers me is every day I do a random few check-ins with my mental health. And I ask myself three questions. Do I have the space do I have the capacity, and do I have the time to take on this task?
Mhm.
And all three need to be yes for me to move forward. If not, I'll postpone it and I'll check in with myself again in a few hours and see where I'm at then.
Yeah.
And that has been a huge help to me.
Okay, so I'm going to throw a curveball because I think we have a little bit of more time. Anything I have not asked you, or anything you would like to share for people who may not know about being a volunteer or may not know about the Center on Halsted?
Sure. Let me share a little bit about my volunteer experience. So when I started volunteering about 13 years ago, there were very limited volunteer opportunities, and I always felt like volunteers could do so much more. So over the years, the volunteer program has evolved,
Mhm.
and we've been offered a lot more opportunities, especially to engage in a more complex way with the volunteer program.
Mhm.
And that was always my vision for the Volunteer Ambassador Committee.
Yeah.
I wanted to form a committee of lead volunteers who have already proven their dedication to the center, who were looking to engage in the volunteer program in a more substantial way.
Yeah.
So thank God the stars aligned and I was able to start that committee this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Due to you in part. Thank you
Mhm.
so much.
Yeah.
But, it had always been a dream of mine. And, how many times in life do dreams come true? Well, this one did for me.
Beautiful.
And it is going better than I ever could imagine. We are involved in all kinds of different aspects. We conduct the new volunteer orientation. We give tours of the center. We answer questions at tabling events such as market days and
Mhm.
other street fairs. We have just partnered with the center in creating a new volunteer satisfaction survey. I'm super excited that
Nice.
that has come out, and we can't wait to see what the results are. And we're working on a volunteer newsletter and many, many other things.
I love
We also
it.
have social events for volunteers because, again, it's important to feel like you're part of the volunteer community.
Yeah.
So we want to assist with that in any way we can.
I love it. Well, if you're out there, I hope you've given a huge round of applause to our A1 volunteer here. So thank you for spending time with us. Thank you for chatting. Thank you to Mason and Michael that are behind the camera for all the tremendous work that they do in our marketing and comms world.